Hello and welcome. You're watching Money9, India's first multilingual platform for personal finance from TV9 News Network. I'm Sakshi Batra, and on this show, we're going to be talking all about markets and technicals and which way are the markets really headed and what should you be really doing with your investments in equities and any changes that you should bring about to your portfolios. All of this will be discussed with a very special guest who will just join in just in a bit. But before that, let me request all our viewers who are watching us on our YouTube channel to like and subscribe to our channel. Hit that bell icon so that you can get notified whenever we add a new video, and also stay connected with us through all our social media platforms. That's Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram, where we put out regular updates for you as far as which way are the markets going, what's really happening, what's the buzz in the personal finance space. All of that you'll get updated with our social media handles too, and on our website money9.com, which is both in English and in Hindi, and you'll get to read all the latest news articles on markets and personal finance too. With that, we'll just welcome our guest for the day. Nilesh Jain joins in from Centrum Broking on First Take with me. Good morning, Nilesh, and thank you very much for taking out time for Money9. It's a pleasure to have you back with us. Let me just begin with congratulations again on all-time high on the markets yet again. Today, the Sensex and the Nifty have seen newer highs, but whenever we've seen these new record highs, again, the selling pressure has, come into force. What is your expectation right now in the markets?
Good morning to you, Sakshi. First of all, congratulations to all the viewers. Nifty and Sensex both have hit fresh new highs, and that is what we were expecting. And we still believe the momentum is very strong. And the small profit booking, that's a part and parcel of this bull run. We may see some sort of a healthy correction of let's say 100 and 200 point, but still I would say that should be the buying opportunity. The overall market that is very much positive. We expect Nifty to scale towards 16,100 to 16,200 in the July series. Looking at the rollover data that we have seen in Nifty and Bank Nifty, both were higher than its 3 months average. That shows that the rally is likely to carry forward. The base is getting shifted high. If you look at the derivative setup, then for this weekly expiry, the put writers have shifted their position to 15,700 to 15,800. So overall, looking at the structure, we can expect Nifty to move towards 16,100 to 16,200, but for that it has to surpass the immediate hurdle of 16,000. On the other hand, Bank Nifty, which is outperforming for the day, and we believe Bank Nifty should lead the rally from here on. Looking at the private sector bank and PSU banking space, we believe the banking should do well in the July series.
Absolutely, and that's what I was really coming to, because it is the banking space that is hogging all the limelight today, especially the PSU banks. That's up almost 2% in the trade today, and PSU banks have been leading from the front. Whenever we see the Nifty Bank also participating in the rally, at least on Friday's session, we saw a sharp uptick there in Nifty Bank too. So over here on the Nifty Bank, what is your expectation? What kind of levels do we expect here too?
If you look at the Bank Nifty from past 2 months now, it has underperformed compared to the Nifty index. It is trading way lower from its all-time highs, and the overall participation that we have seen on Friday and on Thursday, looking at those kind of participants, we can expect Bank Nifty to move towards 35,600 to 36,000. 35,600 is the immediate hurdle. If that is taken off, then the next immediate level that we can expect is of 36,000. The base for the Bank Nifty has shifted higher towards 35,000, which is acting as a psychological support zone. And as long as Bank Nifty trades above 35,000, the upside is definitely open for 35,600, 36,000. And adding to that, PSU banking space, that sector as a whole, if you look at it, has underperformed from last 1 year compared to the other private sector bank and the other sector. So PSUs are likely to do well going forward. Looking at the oversold territory they are trading into, so Canara Bank, State Bank of India, and PNB are the few counters that we are liking from PSU banking space.
Right, absolutely. And at the moment, let me just also reiterate the fact that the markets are now giving up all those gains. In fact, the Sensex is also mildly slipped into the red. It's down at 52,913 after having achieved all those all-time highs of over 53,000. Also, the Nifty is now turning, flat with a negative bias at 15,860. And that's what we were talking about, that, whenever we see all-time high levels, always the selling pressure definitely comes in. But the good part is that Nilesh does believe that the rally is going to be sustained both on the Nifty and the Nifty Bank, and we are going to see higher levels as far as July series is concerned. But Nilesh, what's your suggestion to all the investors and traders? We have been seeing this volatile moves from the last say about 1 or 2 odd weeks. weeks, extreme volatility. One day we see the newer highs, the other day we have seen, bears taking the grip of the markets as well. What's the best way to approach such a volatile move in the markets?
Well, Sakshi, one should not get carried away with this kind of move. One should better wait for some sort of a correction and do not panic in that kind of correction. We have seen time and again Nifty has given a healthy correction of 200 to 300 points. So
Yeah.
now at this level, we are not advising to go long in Nifty and Bank Nifty either. One should definitely focus on sectors and stock specific move. Like we mentioned, from PSU banking space, one can go long in selected approach. And overall, we believe that one should wait for a decline in the Nifty towards 15,800 to 15,750 for fresh long position. For the Bank Nifty, yes, this is the best time to go long because if you look at the breakout in ICICI Bank, IndusInd Bank, and Kotak Bank, so these private sector banks are indicating that a fresh move, a fresh leg on the higher side is likely to carry forward. And the kind of correction that we have seen, I would say a profit booking that we are witnessing today, that is not a major cause of concern. Nothing to worry on that front. Better utilize this opportunity of profit booking for a fresh long position in the Bank Nifty for upside level of 35,600 to 36,000.
Okay, understood that. In case you are looking to go long on the index, then avoid the Nifty, go long on the Nifty Bank instead. This is the space that you need to watch out for, and we may see some further action both in the private and the PSU banking space going ahead from here. Apart from these major indices, what's your view on the broader market space right now, Nilesh? And what should investors in the mid and small cap, stocks and indices do right now?
Well, Sakshi, in a previous show as well, I did mention about the broader markets, which
Yeah.
looks good from a 1 year to 1.5 year perspective. And if you look at in the previous week as well, the broader markets have done well. Today as well, if you see, broader markets are outperforming the benchmark index. So, looking at the setup in broader in mid cap and small cap space, we believe that this rally is likely to continue on the higher
Okay.
side. So one should definitely one should stick to stock specific approach from the broader markets rather than going long in all the small cap and mid cap. So wherever we see any breakout coming in or any sort of potential in the particular stocks, one should focus on that particular counter.
Okay, stock selective approach. That's the key right now. And in this kind of a market, whether you are selecting stocks from the benchmarks or you're getting those stocks selected for your portfolio from the broader market space, you need to select those stocks quite wisely. And to understand what kind of stocks are going to be doing well, let's quickly ask Nilesh only what are his top bets today. So, Nilesh, help us with those.
Right, Sakshi. So I've chosen three counters on the long side, and the first one is one of the index heavyweight from PSU banking space, that is State Bank of India. So as we mentioned, the PSU banking is likely to do well, and on the higher side, the State Bank of India looks positive for 450 levels, and one can go long at current level as well as on declines. Positionally, we are positive for State Bank of India for the levels of 500 plus. But from a short-term perspective, 450 should be the target and 416 should be the stop loss. The second counter that we are liking is the cash counter, that is Happiest Mind. This particular counter, after listing, we saw some sort of a dip. Post that, a higher high and higher low formation can be seen on the daily time frame. So this particular counter has hit a fresh new high today and looks positive for 1,000 levels. That is a three-figure mark that we are expecting in Happiest Mind. 920 should be the stop loss. And the third one we are liking is L&T. The infra sector as a whole is looking positive along with the reality. So L&T one can add at current level and on decline definitely. The upside
Right.
level that we are expecting is 1570 to 1600. The stop loss should be placed below 1500, that is 1495.
Okay, so three positions you've got, and they're all from varied sectors. From PSU banks, you can take a pick on SBI. From the tech space, it's Happiest Minds, and interest space, it's L&T for as the top bets for Nilesh. Before I let you go, Nilesh, there's one question that we've got from audiences. Would appreciate if you could take that up. Chinamma asks you, do you think we will break 16,500 on the Nifty?
Well, Sakshi, overall setup is very much positive as we mentioned, but the immediate hurdle that is still placed as 16,200. So going forward in next 2 to 3 months, I won't be surprised that Nifty will break 16,500 levels. That can be easily can be seen because the banking space is still a laggard. The bank Nifty is still underperformed. If bank Nifty joins the rally and lead the rally, then definitely Nifty may test the levels of 16,500. If not in the July series, maybe in the August series, we may see Nifty breaking above 16,500. So yes, we are positive in the index.
Okay, I hope that answers your question, Jinama, and thank you very much for asking this question. Nilesh, thank you very much for taking these questions, sharing your views on the markets and on your stock recommendations that you've shared with Money9 viewers. Thank you very much. I appreciate you taking our time for us. All right, and with that, let's move on to see how the markets are trading at this point in time. Of course, we had been seeing, record high levels at the open, but there is some off that top high that we had already seen at the opening levels. The markets have turned flat. Right now, we can actually see Sensex trading at 52,959 with an addition of almost 34 odd points right here. The Nifty 50 also up by 0.2% in trade. 15,887 is the level that we are seeing here. The Nifty Bank is still trading below the 35,000 mark, and that's what Nilesh has been pointing out, that it is far away from its all-time high levels. It has been a laggard, and this space is still to perform, and which is what makes his conviction even stronger as far as the Nifty movement is concerned. As far as we go ahead from here for the July series, he expects Nifty to clock in 16,100, 16,200 levels too. Over the next 2 or 3 odd months, if the Nifty Bank really participates, then this space will actually go in further. 16,500 cannot be ruled out then. The broader market space still doing better than the benchmarks at this point in time. 0.5% uptick for the small cap index and 0.2% of a rise we can actually see for the BSE mid cap index as well. So far, we are still holding up into the green and tad bit into above that flat line, but we'll just have to see how this market really pans out throughout this trading session. Let's look at the sectors. Where is the participation for the markets really coming in from? You can actually clearly see is the PSU banks that are leading the rally from the front today. Almost a 2% uptick being seen for this index right now. For the others, if you see, there are some kind of participations coming in from the pharma space. That's up by 0.8% in trade. 0.5% uptick being seen for the realty space. Slight bit of uptick action also being seen from the financial services and autos. But the IT and media stocks, they are the ones that are not really up into the green right now. They are seeing some weakness coming in place. But so far, we actually see that the market breadth is still favoring the advances, and most of the other sectors are actually trading in the green. Let's look at the Nifty 50 top gainers and the losers also to see which way are the action moving in. Oil and gas space, ONGC, the gainer of the day, 2.4% of an uptick being seen right in early trade. Adani Ports still holding up strong, almost 2% higher in trade today. Grasim, Dibis Laboratories, and Cipla. So some pharma counters also coming into picture, over 1% uptick being seen for those counters too. Let's look at the losers now and see where is the lagging factor coming in from. You can actually see some, participation coming in from IT space. TCS is seeing profit booking taking place. Coal India, the PSU major, down by 0.6%. From the metal space, it's JSW Steel that's not really performing. Life insurance space, HDFC Life is the top loser right now, 2.7% of a decline being seen here. And the consumer discretionary major, Titan, also down by 0.8%. But overall, if you see, the markets are still holding up. We just have to see how it pans out, and we'll keep you posted on all of this. And for that, you need to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that bell icon so that you can get notified whenever we add a new video to tell you about what should be your strategy in the markets. Also, stay connected with us through all our social media platforms, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. And visit our website, money9.com, for all the latest news on markets and on personal finance.